Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. This was our Patreon exclusive, Surviving the Coming, perhaps real plague upon the land, economic crash, and the global famine. Yeah, that was a real late and fluffy one.
That happens.
Sometimes it does happen.
Indeed.
Indeed, guys. We welcome you to join the Patreon family over there. As little as $1 a month. It does help support our work and keep us making videos in these crazy times. I really feel a need to show this as we are up to 30 quakes now. We had that initial quake, which was listed as a 7.4. And as you see here, Drake Passage. This is a big one. And the fact that now there's 29 or maybe more aftershocks. And I say that because I saw a 6.4 and a 6.2, and then the 6.2 got wiped off. And the next biggest one that we're looking at is in the 5s. They might have downgraded it to 5.7, 5.6. One of these, who knows? You never know with the USGS. This feels really, really significant and kind of foreboding, doesn't it? I mean, I would say this is just my impressions. Not that this did any damage in effect to anybody, because again, this is hitting in a not very populated area. But is it setting the stage for something bigger somewhere else?
Well, I think that kind of a release could absolutely set the stage for something else. But I do believe it is an attempt to, try to release extra pressure.
Yeah, you got that this was kind of Mother Earth releasing energy that's been building up due to some sort of technological aggravation. When you look to, we don't see Ohio earthquakes all the time, but we do here and there. This one right up here was a 2.3, Pleasant City, Ohio. There's been some unusual ones for sure, and we covered in the first video today the upwelling that's going on off the Pacific coast. It just feels like we're in for some real tumultuous events.
Yeah, it looks a little bumpy.
Yeah, you could word it that way. So this 7.4 did trigger a tsunami alert, as you see over here in Chile, also over in Argentina. I'm sure this was definitely something eerie. That just hits me as very creepy. It's kind of like air raid sirens or something.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Yeah, it's just a sign of the times. By the way, they did record tsunami waves of 20 to 30 centimeters. So that's not massive. And some people say, how can you even call that a tsunami? Well, just because it was initiated by the earthquake. So yeah, no, it wasn't damaging. And we're very, very thankful for that. This is the Dominican Republic last night. As you see, massive flooding. There's massive flooding going on all over the place. All over the place. We've been watching this nonstop since 2017. And by the way, again, the original channel, Evolutionary Energy Arts, started in August of 2017, right before the first eclipse. And, we were with you guys after the other eclipse, the other significant eclipse that feels, again, the April 8th, 2024, which ended the Kali Yuga, by the way. Here you see, this is Turkey. Look at the flooding after a hailstorm there. Yeah, it's spring. You get these things, right? Well, 116-year-old snowfall record broke in Moscow and the surrounding areas. 43 millimeters of snow falling in 36 hours, 70% of the monthly norm. It's unusual weather everywhere. And also, we all heard of global warming and all. But there are more people than ever and think this might swing in a different way. We've talked with our buddy Dave Devine before about, is it really something more the exact opposite? Could this be that our brief interlude in the ice age that we've experienced may stop and may things get cooler? It would be far worse if we went back into a ice age and as far as food production than going the global warming route.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. Best to be kind of ready to grow what you need at home.
Yeah, and over here we see Delhi, second highest May rainfall since 1901, 7 lives lost, again, severe weather over there. Did you realize that the origins of gold has been traced to extreme explosions of collapsed stars? A new study suggests magnetar giant flares like the 2004 event from SGR 1806-20 could produce gold in up to 10% of the galaxy's heavy elements. When we're thinking about rare earth nowadays, that term rare earth and precious metals, of course, it just makes me think of the galactic pirates that came here, that group known as the Anunnaki, setting about and creating a species to be their slaves. And of course all the talk is AI and technology and robotics. What are we going to need humans for? We're going to have robots do everything unless they go and attack us, as we see right here. The robots, the future. This robot just started going bonkers. Can you imagine an army of them that just started going bonkers and trying to hitch it? This is craziness.
That's pretty creepy. I would be looking for the plug. Mm-hmm.
Pull the power, pull the cord, somebody pull the cord. Holy crap, it's a crazy world. And then you have this. In 1956, if you don't know this guy, you may have heard of his name. This man discovered how to cure diseases with pure energy. Immediately, the government burned 6 tons of his books, destroyed his research, and let him die in prison. In 2024, his research resurfaced. Okay, so what are they hiding? This was Wilhelm Reich, and many of us are very familiar with Wilhelm Reich, student of Sigmund Freud, psychoanalyst turned science. He believed he found the essence of all life, a mysterious force that he called orgone energy. Now, Reich claimed orgone was everywhere, in the atmosphere, in your body, in galaxies. It's the life force that kept organisms alive. And when it got blocked, diseases like cancer could appear. And now, the reality is, orgone has been known by the names Qi, Ki, Prana, and others for eons. So, again, it's interesting, though, as you see this orgone energy accumulator. Ah, yes. What's the shape? It's a pyramid. Yes, there's much more going on here than meets the eye. The pyramids were actually put here in the Golden Age in order to help Earth heal from all the abuse that Earth took as Tiamat in the intergalactic, interdimensional war that has brought us to where we are to this day. He did, in 1940, build a device, the orgone accumulator, a simple box layered with metal and organic materials. Patients sat inside and something strange started happening. According to his early results, tumors shrank, energy levels surged, depression lifted. Patients described it as feeling reborn. After a few sessions, word started to spread, and that's when the trouble started. The U.S. Food and Drug, FDA, launched an investigation, not because he was hurting anybody, because if his device worked, it would collapse multiple billion-dollar industries overnight. Of course, this is something that many people are just coming to terms with now, the realization that it's always been about profits. So the government struck hard, court orders, raids on his lab, arrest warrants. In 1954, a judge ordered all orgone devices destroyed, any book or paper mentioning orgone to be burned. 6 tons of his work, decades of research, incinerated. The only time in U.S. history that a government agency burned scientific books. Well, I wouldn't agree with that. There's been a lot of other ones as well. He was arrested for violating an obscure court order, thrown in federal prison, died alone in his cell at age 60. Official cause of death, heart failure. Yeah, this is how the system works.
It's really pretty horrible, so watch out for that weather out there. It's rough.
Yes, absolutely. Isn't it kind of counterintuitive that you have a duck standing out there and just enjoying a hailstorm? Yeah, but, again, the duck doesn't fear Mother Nature. We've had so much rain and floods in this area, too. But the turtles and frogs, they're as happy as can be. And in fact, they sing to us all night long. The frogs do. Yet again, when we're talking orgone energy, many people have either had Reiki work done on themselves or have maybe taken a Reiki class or Qigong. Again, Cindy and I both, this is what we do. We are energy healers by trade. That is actually what we do. Here you have a cow caught on security camera opening an electric fence. The farmer assumes somebody was coming and just playing with them. No, the cattle, the herd, the flock, it wants to be set free. Humanity is just now starting to understand the fence that's been put up around them and how they've been separated into other camps. We have less to fear from nature and more to fear from the system that is here supposedly to protect us from all sorts of, nasty little things and boogeymen. But in reality, as this kitty's plotting revenge, humans are waking up to what's really been going on. And a lot of them are kind of pissed, like this kitty cat. Some are very curious about how deep this goes. Well, it goes real deep, and it might actually just blow paradigms, completely shatter paradigms with people. This is the happiness that we get when we look to nature and you do some good, like this gentleman who set up a shelter for paralyzed dogs, even again attaching wheels so they can get around. That's showing love. That's showing compassion of the Creator. Again, we do not have a jealous, vindictive, true Creator of this reality, but yet the creators of this dark matrix are that to the highest degree. They are very jealous. They are very egocentric. They are truly demons. And yet they've convinced humanity to give them power because its source, the real creator, is within all of us, and we don't need any middlemen.
Nope, we do not.
As always, guys, thanks for your support. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.